What is going on, folks? Welcome to another episode of This is KC Sports with Bishop and Franchise. My name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world, alongside my tag team partner, Bishop. This is KC Sports, right here on IE Sports Radio, your home for your direct feed for everything sports. Bishop, man, it's been a minute, right? It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back, man.
Man, I'm glad I'm back, too. Thank God for that. Life happens. Life happens. Let me tell you something. They tell me, hey, you have to work from 4 to midnight. Then, hey, guess what? You have Monday and Tuesday off, and you get to do this bullshit and whatnot and that. Wow. Huh. If I didn't color my beard, y'all would see how old I am. Let me tell you something. We've got some things to talk about. Not a lot of things, but we've got some things to talk about. We've got Pitt State, my alma mater, the home of Welcome to the Jungle. That's the name of the stadium, and that is the name of the theme from Guns N' Roses, Pittsburgh State University, Pittsburgh, America, in Kansas. And then, of course, we have to talk about Chawinga getting the Golden Boot with 20 freaking goals. That girl is a monster. Girl's a monster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Here in 2 hours and 25 minutes, we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thank God they're over in Kansas because, boy, howdy, there was a lot of damage with Hurricane Helen with their stadium and what have you. So it works out. It's cold. It's rainy. It's dark out. I forgot that it was daylight savings. So, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But we are going to make this day interesting and fun, as we always do. Thank you so much for everybody watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for everybody watching us on the Twitter and on the Gram. And, well, I don't know about y'all, but maybe you might be watching us on the Facebook. But, I mean, if you go to my profile, you know, you'll definitely be watching us on the Facebook and then directed on by to YouTube. But regardless, folks, we're a little bit late. That's fine. Technical difficulties, not a big deal. We're going to get started, and we got to say our respects to our sponsors, the people that keep the lights open and what have you. And I tell you what, we will be right back. Do not go anywhere. We are coming back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax Stamps, and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Brady, the franchise buck, alongside his tag team partner, Bishop. It's been a minute. And we've got to give a humongous shout out to the man, Ralph. Let's Go Franchise and Bishop are back together. Great to see you two are KC Sports 100%. We are KC Sports. And my lighting is still off. Some things just don't change since June.
Sound
God
good.
bless it.
It's all good. It's all good.
For you guys, do you think the Chiefs will have the division wrapped up by Christmas? We'll talk about that here in a second, Ralph, because I know that you are getting a hard-on about the Steelers and the Chiefs on Christmas Day. We are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about tonight's game. Of course, you can follow us and find us on IE Sports Radio, which is available on Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, all that good jazz and gimmicks and whatnot. You can follow me at Real Franchise on the Twitter. And of course, you can follow my man Bishop at XRunners with a Z at the end. This is KC_IESR on the Twitter. And of course, YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Follow us on This is KC Sports. You can follow all the good gimmicks and this and that. Go to our actual website, iesportsradio.com. And of course, iesportsradio.com/This is KC Sports if you want the direct feed for KC Sports. iesportsradio.com/shop. Get yourself some merch. Get yourself some gimmicks. All that good jazz. We love it. I love the hoodies. I'm a small dude. I need my hoodie. I need my hat. In fact, actually, let me tell you something. Non-sports related. But as I'm clearing out some of my belongings from my ex-wife's home, I finally found, after 3 years, it's in one of my sacks somewhere, but I finally found my OG IE Sports Radio shirt. So,
Nice.
there, I will be representing that. I got to represent Patrick Mahomes and my hoodie and my beanie and all that other jazz. I got my chain from our friend back in the day that got us our Kansas City Chiefs chains. I might wear that for the second segment, what have you. But Bishop, man, let's talk a little bit. Let's see if I can pull this up on my phone because I got to talk about my alma mater here. I got to talk about. Let's see here. Here we go. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. It's Pittsburgh State University. Unfortunately, they lost to Central Missouri State University 37-13. Now, here's the thing. Let me put a little history lesson for everybody. Central Missouri has been a very battling team for Pitt State, and they were a battling team back when I was in college back in 2004 and what have you. So this doesn't surprise me. This doesn't really hurt my feelings. It was one of those teams that we knew we're going to be in battle, and it is what it is. I mean, 37-13, you have Central Missouri with 607 yards. That's stupid. Comparable to Pitt State's 330. Passing yards, you have UCM at 382 to Pitt State's 231. Rushing yards, 225 to 99. So I'm going to tell you right now, looking at those stats right here, Pitt State was not on their A game. They were not. I mean, when I have said in previous broadcasts that Pitt State is literally the varsity Blues of Kansas, they are literally the varsity Blues of Kansas. They've got a great coach. They've got a great town. They've got this and that. Penalty yards, 5 out of 65, comparable to Pitt State's 4 out of 43. First downs, 31-21. Third downs, 3 out of 8, comparable to 6 out of 16. Fourth down, 0 out of 1, comparable to 2 out of 4. I mean, it wasn't a game for Pitt State. I mean, how do you take, and we can compare this to the Chiefs if we want, but that's comparing apples to oranges here. How do you take a Division II team taking on Central Missouri State, the Donkeys, if you will, and you go on by, you go head to head, and then the Donkeys beat you 37-13? What happened? Do you think maybe they just weren't on their A game, or what's the gimmick?
Well, it seems
Let's just
like
be real. We got our asses spanked.
it seemed like one team was prepared and one team thought it was going to be a walk in the park, and then they realized that shit, we're going to get punched in the face here because we thought we were going to be able to walk through this game, unprepared, because hey, it's UCM, and they're not going to do much anything, and you found out the hard way.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I remember 2004 or 5, and we were in the battle against Valdosta State, and I kept telling my fellow band people, because we go to all the games and what have you. I kept telling them, like, Neil Philpott is not going to do shit at all. Mm-hmm. And Taryn, I know you're on the chat. I appreciate you. I apologize. I know you're not on the censor button. Brandon is out of pocket today, so my bad. I will pay the fine. Just give me the address. I'll send you the check. But Neil Philpott was the I want to say I could compare him to Trent Green with the Chiefs, and he knew his stuff, and he's a coach. So I mean, you see him in the suites and this and that, just doing what he does. But that game, I kept telling everybody, I was like, Philpott isn't on stance, but because he had one touchdown, like, of course the girls turned at me like, oh yeah, touchdown, Neil Philpott. I'm like, I've seen this movie before, and I know the ending. And I was right. That was a long-ass trip from Alabama to Pittsburgh, Kansas. Let me tell you something. But, it's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, it's kind of like Chiefs fans and Royals fans and Pitt State fans. You lose one game, you think the season's over. It's not. Calm down. Everything's fine. It's just one game. They have a bye week this next coming weekend, and then the 16th of November they go to Bearcat Stadium at Northwest Missouri State University, and you got to do what you got to do. Taryn, that's why you play the game. You can't simulate football games like you do on Madden Dynasty mode. That is false, sir, because let me tell you. Yesterday, I played MLB against the Astros, and I beat their ass 52-0. What's up? You can simulate.
I mean, it just, like I said, if you look at the total offensive yards between UCM and Pitt State, man, PSU, you can tell somebody didn't show the hell up in that game.
I promise you they didn't show the hell up.
PSU only had 330 total offensive yards compared to UCM 607.
Yeah.
I mean, it started with where it started at was because it's not that much. They're not that far off between passing yards. It started with the rushing. The rushing is what killed PSU, man. They only had 99 rushing yards, so UCM was shutting them down, but Pittsburgh State couldn't shut down UCM. They had 225 rushing yards.
No.
And that's what, and that was the game right
That
there.
was it.
A lot of clock got ate up.
I promise you, from all the years that I was watching Pitt State football, whether it be with the marching band with Pitt State or whether I was in communications and I was calling the game, I promise you, they are old school football. They run that ball. It's not a rarity, but it doesn't happen all the time that they throw the ball. And when they throw the ball, they make a difference. But when they run the game, that's what caused other schools to fear us, because they're like, these dudes know how to run the game, and that's what's causing them to win. Excuse me. And they didn't show up, and that's just life. They didn't show up. I can't say that they're cocky. I can't say that maybe they just didn't have their head strong. I can tell you that somebody showed up and somebody didn't, and boy howdy, when it comes to stats, UCM showed up and Pitt State did not. So
had the game. Now, like you said, Pittsburgh was a little more disciplined when it came to penalties. You know, they only had 443, like you said. But shit, UCM didn't punt the ball one time.
Nope.
They have no punts, where PSU had 3 punts for 127 yards. Like, so somebody, one of the coaches, because, you know, the thing I hate is how the coaches will try to turn around and scold the players. But it's like, this is your fucking game plan that we came in here with, not ours. Because I'm sure these players would have been like, yeah, we're going to do something different here. Because this ain't, but it's not up to them. It's up to the coaches. So that coach should have been getting his ass chewed, because there's no, dude, this is unacceptable right here, man.
100%. When you get to that point and you're not playing ball like you were coached or anything like that, and you expect somebody just to justify the gimmick, that's when you have problems. And I really honestly hope that, you know, the coaching staff and what have you, they just rip their ass. They're like, what are you doing? This is Central Missouri State University. This isn't Northwest Missouri. This isn't Northwest Missouri State University. This is not Nebraska. This is not Missouri Western or anything like that. This is Central Missouri State University. They have got no reason to topple us like they did. So if somebody's not ripping ass in that locker room, I don't know. And this isn't a couch coach or whatever they call it. No, this is somebody who's watched the game. I was fucking second string to Darren Sproles, for Christ's sakes. Okay, like I kind of know what I'm talking about here, especially the running game, and watching them for 18 years and whatnot. Again, I can say I kind of know what I'm talking about here. But with that being said, am I in control of the game? No. Am I in control of the coaching? No. Am I in control of the players? No. So it is what it is.
Yeah. They just gonna have to figure something out, man. I mean, it's pretty close to the end of the season now, right? So
kind of close. Close. Yeah, I mean, there's a few more games left.
Yeah. So they got some time, I guess.
They got time to, wash the mud off their jerseys and this and that, and get back to, the gimmicks and this and that. They got 2 weeks until they take on Northwest. So, I mean, if they don't learn something from this game, they'll definitely learn something from the Northwest game, and they'll go on by.
Yeah.
With that being said, we've got to talk about the girls. It is 5:37 in the afternoon, but I know we started out a little bit late. Let's give some pleasure to the other shows that are part of our crew and this and that. And then we're going to be talking about soccer. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about the Chiefs right before their game at I want to say if I saw on ESPN, it's 7:25. So we'll go by and do all that good jazz. But we are coming right back. So nobody leave us. All 18 of you that are watching us on the live stream, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I know Bishop appreciates you guys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will be right back.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey, Cleveland and Columbus sports fans. This is Jen D, host of the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. If you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in live to the Show of the Land on Tuesdays, where we will cover the Cleveland Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and Monsters. We will also talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets, Crew, Fury, and of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll also cover other colleges in the area like Akron, Kent State, Cleveland State, Mount Union, John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace, Youngstown State, among others. So like I said, if you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in Tuesdays to the Show of the Land with Jen B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, everybody? This is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed that is all that is sports. Thank you so much. All 22 of y'all that are watching us on the live stream, following us on the Twitter, following us on the Gram. We'll figure it out later on with the Facebook and what have you. But now, with the time that we have left, we have about 18 minutes left, so we can make this work. Let's talk about the KC Current. Those women Those women, first and foremost, Chawinga, the Golden Boot. That girl's a beast.
Cold, man.
That girl's a beast. How do you get 20 goals in a season and you're playing it off like you're freaking Tom Brady in his prime?
It's like every game she scores. It's so crazy, dude. Every game. Like I get, putting up numbers, but she's 20 goals. If they wouldn't have gave her the Golden Boot, man, it would have been a riot, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Because not only was it's 20 goals, it's a goal against 13 active teams, bro. Like, so basically, she got a goal off of 13. It's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but it's amazing. I'm happy that she was able to pull that off. It's crazy. They try to keep her around as long as possible.
It is. It's such a great feeling to see the women of Kansas City just blossom when it comes to sports. And for the longest time, especially since I'm old school, and I've only seen like the men do their gimmick, like the KC Blades and the Kansas City Royals and the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, we didn't have soccer back then. And I mean, we did, with the Kansas City Wizards, but we didn't have women. So to see the women, and then on top of that, let's piggyback here. To hear that Brittany and Patrick Mahomes are trying to bring the WNBA into Kansas City,
and it's
whether
gonna
that
happen.
happens or not,
It's gonna happen.
That's a huge thing because that's basketball.
The reason it's gonna happen, and honestly, like, everybody, Mahomes is Mahomes. But the reason I feel like it's definitely going to happen, that WNBA expansion into Kansas City, Casey Kern is a big reason that's going to happen.
Yep.
Because of what they're doing. The first stadium built for women's professional soccer. They're in the postseason. They putting up insane. What they got, like a total 55 goals or something. Insane amount of scoring. The team is just that team is just thriving. So, boom! Now you got Casey Kern, women's sports, thriving here in Kansas City. You think they're not going to bring a WNBA team here to expand? Because that's what's missing. I hate the fact that the pay scale is so one-sided, but I understand why it is. It's because women's sports wasn't as popular. You know what I'm saying? I know WNBA been around for, Cheryl Swoops and all them, but nobody really paid attention to women sports.
Yep.
Now, you got Caitlin and Angel Reese and all them, and you got, like I said, Casey Kern and Orlando Pride and all them and all that stuff. Dude, women's sports is just it's basically, dude, it's running up the charts, man, with a bullet right now. And so WNBA in the Kansas City, if that team do numbers or do as well as Casey Kern, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy, dude. Mahomes, I think Mahomes might have the Midas touch, man. He just it's I hope so anyway. I hope.
I mean, let me tell you, I might be wrong on this. I could be very wrong because I've been proven wrong in the past, but I don't remember, and no disrespect to him, but I don't remember, other than Tom Brady just winning Super Bowls, I don't remember him bringing anything to the New England pasture or to Tampa Bay. People can shit on Patrick and the Mahomes family all they want. Jackson is a favorable target. Brittany is a favorable target.
Yeah.
Patrick is a favorable target. But the fact of the matter is, despite the fact of everybody pissed off because their team is getting busted ass, to the Chiefs winning and being undefeated and this and that and what have you, the fact of the matter is Brittany and Patrick have brought so much hope to Kansas City itself.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in the KC Current. They brought, Patrick has stock with the Royals, and he's got stock with Sporting KC.
Mhm.
And now those two are in talks of trying to bring in a WNBA team, just to start and plant the seeds to bring in a possible NBA team to Kansas City. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm counting my chickens before they hatch. But the fact of the matter is this: when was the last time a star such as Patrick Mahomes and his family brought in teams to any other organization? You
Yeah.
don't hear it.
You don't hear it at all.
You expect the city or whoever to bring that stuff on in. Patrick and Brittany are bringing that stuff in. That's huge.
Yeah.
So I don't get Taryn. I'm sorry, Larry. I'm sorry. I'll pay the fine. I'll send it in the mail. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this despite all the politics and whatnot with what this chain says. I don't care what anybody says. Patrick and Brittany Mahomes are bringing in so much collateral to the city of Kansas City, and whatnot, and they're planting the seeds for big things to happen, and that is a huge fucking deal.
Yeah, I can see it, man. The WNBA playing at the T-Mobile Center. That's gonna be crazy, dude. I can see it happening. Yeah,
that's gonna be crazy. Granted, it's an Independence, but we already have a hockey team with Mavericks.
Mhm.
We already have a football team. We already have two soccer teams. We already have a baseball team. Let's bring basketball in. I don't watch it since the Jordan era.
Yeah, me neither.
That's just me.
Yeah.
I was even when I was picking out my Patrick Mahomes jersey, I was like, I have a white Jordan jersey. I have a black striped Rodman jersey. So that just means I need to get a red Pippen jersey.
Ooh.
Do the trifecta.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yep. That was my team, bro.
Yeah.
That was my team. We got about 11 minutes. Let's just fast forward and talk about the big boys here. Tampa Bay versus the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. I saw some people that I'm friends with that have been at Arrowhead since maybe 1 o'clock this afternoon. They've been waiting in line. They're ready to get their crazy on. I've been outside. I'm a small guy, so this doesn't mean anything. But it is cold. It is wet. It is November. Shit sucks, but it's football. And I haven't decided yet if I'm actually going to go out in public or if I'm going to just be safe and stay home and continue on with the undefeated streak because I'm that guy. It's like, okay, cool. They've won every single game since I've been home. So am I that guy? What are we going to do? But I've seen some things. Let's just talk about it. Isaiah Pacheco, they're looking at late November when he's come back onto the field, which will be amazing with him and D-Hop and all that jazz. Haven't seen anything really. Excuse me. I haven't seen anything really. I was going to say Rashid, but I haven't seen anything really about Juju. And of course, ML football, whether they're legit or not, they have been sporting out some rumors that if Miami decides to do any trades or what have you, they're going to be trading Tyreek to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't see that happening. Honestly, I don't. I would love it, but it's not going to happen. That would just be asinine for the Chiefs to have Tyreek Hill because then they're going straight Madden mode. They're going to be Team Madden, and nobody on in the NFL is going to defeat them. So, I mean, what do you think about tonight's game?
Chiefs, Andy Reid, my coach, Andy Reid has a lot of respect for a lot of people. He's a respectable guy. He has respect for people. He's not in the business to embarrass you. That's how much respect he has for the game of football, for the sport, and for the league itself. Is that he has respect because if Andy Reid was a cutthroat killer, I can 100% guarantee you that this team will slaughter motherfuckers left and right. I just know it.
Yep.
So this game, it might be a close game, but due to the fact that Tampa Bay is missing a lot of people, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, I forget, it was some other people that, last minute injury reports who may not even be playing. I think they've been downgraded to out. And he's gonna have, sympathy, empathy, whatever for him. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna kill him. And plus it's wet outside. I hope and pray that they're very cautious, especially with D-Hop in that knee situation. I hope it's just, this game is the only meaning this game has is the undefeated, aspect. Other than that, this game really has no meaning to us, really. But Chiefs is gonna win. It is what it is. We're here at Arrowhead. They're gonna win, unless some crazy shit happen, like turnovers. But
I honestly think that this is good because karma does right itself. And I think about that one Super Bowl that we lost to Tom and the Buccaneers when we had our third string and Patrick Mahomes playing against the first string Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I understand that there is a lot of players hurt and whatnot, and I'm not going to shit the bed on that. It happened to us. It's going to happen to them. It's going to happen to other teams. Yeah. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I'm going to use the excuse that, maybe Patrick isn't paying attention and the ball is wet and he just overthrows it and he gets an interception.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the excuse that the ball is wet, and even though they're trained to hold on to that sumbitch like it's their firstborn child.
Yeah.
They might drop. Carson might drop the ball, or whatever the case may be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to use it as, it's a third string team versus your first string. No. Because we had that discussion a few years ago. Stop.
I hope Mahomes does. I hope he does throw an interception, just so they can have something to talk about tomorrow on all the little sports outlets. He threw another interception. I hope he does. And then I hope he throws an interception and the Chiefs remain undefeated. Because the thing is, all that the Chiefs ain't scary. The Ravens are the scariest team. The Bills are scary. Oh boy, if the Bengals make it to the playoffs, Kansas City don't want to see the Bengals. Look here. The Chiefs is undefeated so far. And more than likely they're going to be undefeated after tonight. And the offense still isn't doing what the offense is capable of doing.
Nope.
To me, I think that's the scariest damn team is the Chiefs. Because if Mahomes and them, like if the offense actually put it together and these receivers come back, like if let's just say, well, we ain't even gonna go that far. We'll just say Pacheco comes back, Juju comes back. So now you got to deal with Kareem Hunt and Pacheco, and then you got Juju back with the underneath stuff. Like, this team is built to take care of business. So I hope he does throw an interception and they win the game.
Let me tell you something. I have been told, even as a old school bouncer on the west side of Wichita, that big people were going to take me on down. And boy, howdy, at 189 pounds, I stomped a mud hole on those motherfuckers' asses and walked that sumbitch dry like Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Baltimore Ravens don't scare me. The Bengals sure as hell. And Macaulay Culkin doesn't scare me.
Not at all.
The Bills don't scare me at all.
Not at all.
Nothing.
Not at all.
Mahomes and the offense haven't done exactly what they're supposed to be doing yet, but they make chicken salad out of chicken shit. That's just facts.
Yep.
I have a funny feeling, sidebar, my payment to IE Sports Radio with my fines, with cussing, is going to be through the roof. I should be a millionaire right now. I know, but it's going to happen. Sorry, Taryn. Sorry, Larry. My bad.
Right.
I told Twitter that I was going to be animated today. Boy, howdy. I'm excited. We have about an hour and 25 minutes before the game starts. I'm going to be hyped. Bro. But this is what you get for booking Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best world, but more importantly, the only world on your podcast. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Especially when I'm tag team partnering with Bishop. Yep. But when it comes said and done, I'm not worried about the Bengals. It's going to be a tight game. I'm not worried about the Ravens again. It's going to be a tight game. I'm sure as hell not worried about Josh Allen and the Bills. They can't do shit. It's just like Justin Herbert. They can't do shit.
I mean, look at what happened. Like, granted, the Bills went on ahead and steamrolled a horrible Miami team, honestly. But in the beginning, it was all struggle.
Mhm.
It was all struggle for them. And so if y'all struggled in the first half against Miami, imagine what the Chiefs defense is gonna make you look like.
Imagine what happens when Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Rasheed Rice. Well, excuse me, take that back. Juju Smith, D Hop, and everybody else are on cloud nine, and they start playing how they should. They start affecting how they should. They start doing their business like everybody has been criticizing them,
Mhm.
and they're playing A+ backyard bullshit. Oh, the NFL's in trouble.
In trouble, in trouble. And they could keep riding, you know, the Ravens and Lamar's the best and he's a genius. Look, I like Lamar. I have nothing against Lamar. The reason why Lamar numbers are doing what they're doing right now, I don't give a shit what nobody say. The 5 touchdowns and all that stuff. You have the freaking tank in the backfield, bro.
Yep.
When he's rushing 200 plus yards a game, defenses is scrambling like what the hell? With the Ravens, it's a pick your poison situation. They adding, if you notice, they haven't done shit with their defense. Their defense still ain't shit, but they adding a bunch of offense power. That's what they do, and that's going to be their downfall. Is that they got a bunch of offense power, but they have no defense. That's going to be the downfall because you're going to come up against a team with a solid defense who can match you offensively, like maybe the Bengals, for instance. They're going to be able to put points on the board against your defense because Joe Burrow he's pretty decent. He's that guy, and for the Bengals, he's going to be able to put offense or points on the board for the Bengals. If the Baltimore defense get their shit together and they figure out how to shut down, Trey Hendrickson, their pass rusher, if he can get back there and disrupt Lamar, the Ravens are going to lose that game, and it's going to look exactly how it looked when they lost to the Browns. The Browns had a defense to disrupt Lamar Jackson. They I don't know how the hell they put points on the board. I don't know how they did it. I don't know. Like Jamie, that's my guy. I call him Can't See Winston because of the LASIK and all that stuff. I don't know how they put the points on the board, but they did it, and they won that game. That lets you know if the Browns can score, Joe Burrow and them's going to wear your ass out. And so if they defense can disrupt Lamar Jackson, if he makes mistakes, Thursday, it's going to be a problem for him. It's going to be a problem for him.
100%. 100%. And I'm expecting this game. Here's the thing. I've watched this team for years beyond years. I've been watching them since 91, 92, whenever Joe Montana came by. I know how this team plays. Other than last week, if Tampa Bay gets first blood, that's fine. It's fine because the ongoing narrative is that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs find ways to win. And
they just looking to see what you're doing.
They are. And, it really doesn't matter this season if you get first blood or not. Because if you just play the game and do your bullshit and whatnot, then it's going to happen. Yeah. And if they just can't figure out the theorem or whatever the case may be, that's life. And that's okay. I promise you, if and when the Kansas City Chiefs lose a game this season, I don't know what team it will be, but if they happen to lose, granted, I talked about this 2 or 3 weeks ago when we lost to the Indianapolis Colts when Taba Hali was on the team, or when we lost to the Raiders on Christmas. Those are games that we were expecting to win, but we didn't. But guess what happened? We won the Lombardi Trophy.
That's all that matters.
Yep. So, with that being said, with this team tonight, we'll see what happens. Am I expecting them to absolutely annihilate them? No. I expect it to be head on, and there's going to be a touchdown here. There's going to be a touchdown there. There's going to be a touchdown here. There's going to be a field goal there. It's going to be this.
I would like for them to return the favor from that Super Bowl, 31-9.
Honestly,
31-9.
Yep. I would love for them to return that favor. I would love for them to have Karma be on their side. Karma is the guy in the Chiefs. Boy, howdy, we'll see what happens because I know that she's over in Indianapolis and he's in Kansas City. So,
Yep.
we are 2 past the hour, folks. I appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you guys for responding to my link that I sent on out on the Twitter and all that good jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can follow me on the Twitter at Real Franchise, and you can follow my man Bishop at XRudders with a Z at the end. Follow us on the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at A Sports Radio, iSportsRadio.com, and of course, iSportsRadio.com/shop. Get yourself some merch. Get yourself warm for this fall weather. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Brandon the Franchise Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world, and of course, my tag team partner, Bishop. And this is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Here in an hour and 25 minutes, the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Arrowhead Stadium. Make sure to sit down wherever you are and watch the game. Until next time, until next week, for Bishop, I am the Franchise, and we will see you down the road.
Peace out.